All living beings experience pain and suffering due to the karmic burdens they carry. To release these burdens, it's essential to understand cause and effect, align our thoughts with integrity, and practice compassionate deeds. In this fast-paced and complicated world, physical pain and emotional distress often haunt us. Many people silently bear hardships that others know nothing about, and especially in this era when authentic spiritual practice seems to decline, the severity of illness and suffering can feel overwhelming. Some may wonder why, no matter how many remedies are tried, the pain never truly subsides. Today, let's explore the extraordinary dialogue between the Buddha and the medicine master of Lapis Light Tathagata. We'll seek a path that can genuinely overcome suffering and bring peace of mind. If what I share here resonates with you, a simple gesture like a thumbs up or a subscription is much appreciated. May all of you find the Buddha's light in your heart and experience deep spiritual joy without obstacles on the path. One day, while the Buddha and his disciples were seated on Vulture Peak, the atmosphere was serene and dignified. Suddenly, the sky was covered by a rainbow cloud, and a radiant blue light illuminated the entire land, as if nature itself was opening its arms to a sacred presence. Out of that glow appeared the medicine master of Lapis Light Tathagata, exuding an extraordinary aura and solemn beauty, like the brilliance of countless stars converging. The Buddha, filled with profound respect, brought his palms together and addressed this enlightened being. Medicine Master Tathagata, in this final era, people suffer greatly and are entangled by negative thoughts. You possess the highest wisdom. Could you guide us on how to free ourselves from this deep-rooted pain? The medicine master of Lapis Light offered a gentle smile, his gaze reflecting boundless compassion. He spoke in a voice so clear and resonant that it felt capable of transcending time and space, reaching straight into each person's heart. Wonderful indeed, Shakyamuni Buddha, he said. Your concern for all beings is an act of profound compassion. With a graceful motion of his hand, the entire scene changed. The space before them turned into a mirror, displaying vivid images for everyone to see. In the first image, a man named Good Radiance lay in bed, looking distressed. Several physicians stood beside him, desperately trying to find a cure, yet nothing worked. Pointing to the man, the medicine master of Lapis Light spoke. In a previous life, he was a highly skilled physician. Driven by self-interest, he would sometimes prescribe treatments that worked slowly to earn more money, and even added unnecessary herbs that worsened people's burdens. His present incurable illness is the very result of those past wrongs. Venerable Ananda, surprised by this revelation, asked, "What specific illness does Good Radiance now have?" The medicine master of Lapis Light calmly answered, "He suffers from a mysterious disease that defies treatment. The root cause lies in the seeds of unwholesome actions he once sowed. This suffering now is his karmic consequence." A second image emerged, showing a young woman named Still Blossom. She lay pale and frail in bed, moaning in pain. The medicine master of Lapis Light continued, "In a former life, she appeared devout when visiting temples, but secretly slandered true teachings and even led others astray. She took hateful vows in front of sacred images, speaking harshly and misleading people around her. Today, her tongue is covered in sores, her throat inflamed, and her whole body weak. These are the effects of her past actions." Shocked by these revelations, the monastics lowered their heads in amazement. Both of these individuals, the medicine master of Lapis Light explained, are experiencing illnesses rooted in their own mistakes. Pain and afflictions often arise from the results of what we've done in the past. If people can understand that, they can begin to free themselves from suffering. Everyone reflected on these words in silence. Then Venerable Kashyapa stepped forward and respectfully asked, "Medicine Master Tathagata, if our illnesses come from previous karma, how do we find release from this pain?" The medicine master of Lapis Light gazed at Kashyapa with tranquility and replied, "To overcome suffering, one must be aware of cause and effect, keep the mind upright, and practice virtuous deeds. These three elements are the key to true healing." He paused briefly, scanning the crowd with a calm yet profound expression. "First, understand cause and effect. Every hardship, whether physical illness or emotional unrest, originates in the actions we once performed. Only by recognizing this do we develop remorse and acknowledge that our suffering is no accident. Understanding this connection helps us tackle our troubles at their core. Heads nodded in agreement. Indeed, unless we truly grasp the nature of our suffering, we cannot transform it from the inside out. That inner change begins when we awaken to the reality of cause and effect. Each pang, every obstacle, is tied to the seeds we once planted. By recognizing our mistakes, feeling remorse, and actively correcting ourselves, we naturally alter our situation. Rather than prescribing a simple cure, the medicine master of Lapis Light guided everyone to see the underlying cause of their pain and thus experience the deepest level of healing. Continuing, he said, second, keep your mind upright. When our hearts are clouded by greed, anger, and ignorance, the three poisons, they unleash devastating effects on both body and mind. Greed keeps us chasing endless material desires, anger traps us in relentless rage, and ignorance blinds us to the true nature of reality. These three poisons disrupt our vital energy and destabilize our organs, manifesting as various illnesses. Those listening pondered these insights. Indeed, our suffering doesn't solely arise from physical ailments. It's closely linked to the turmoil within us. Destructive emotions spread like toxins, eroding our health. The key is to maintain a clear and upright mindset that isn't dominated by these negative forces. Real healing targets not just the body, but also the relentless storms of the mind. By letting go of greed, dissipating anger, and breaking free from ignorance, we set the foundation for recovery in both spirit and form. Then the medicine master of Lapis Light smiled gently and spoke of the third healing element: practice virtuous deeds. Engage in acts of kindness, cultivate positive energy. When we do things like offering help to those in need, supporting spiritual communities, reciting sacred texts, and showing sincere remorse through prayer, we accumulate the merits that can dissolve harmful karma. Virtue works like a fresh spring, nourishing our hearts, helping us let go of inner turmoil, and leading us toward health and serenity. Every word felt like it reached straight into the listeners' souls. In this final era, people's merits are often shallow, and their wisdom can be limited. Many wander through hardships without knowing how to truly break free. In times like these, we need to keep 5 vital points in mind to deepen our practice and reduce suffering. He went on without using headings or labels. First, grasp the source of suffering and develop a sense of humility. Illness and misery arise from past harmful deeds. If we fail to realize that, we cannot address the root cause. It's crucial to look inward, recognize our responsibility, and wholeheartedly vow to improve. Only by seeing the link between our current distress and our previous actions can we feel truly settled and begin to dismantle our suffering. Next, when illness strikes, practice genuine remorse and avoid blaming external factors. Maintaining a calm attitude helps us endure hardship without adding bitterness or resentment. Harboring anger at ourselves or others only multiplies our sorrow. Instead, if we use the time of illness to cultivate humility and compassion, our suffering gradually fades. Also, trust in the law of cause and effect by abandoning all harmful activities and embracing good works. Nothing escapes the cycle of cause and effect. Bad deeds lead to pain, and good deeds result in blessings. By continually doing good, we build positive momentum that dissolves karma and eases suffering. Another key is to treat others with kindness and engage in helpful actions. Compassion is central to spiritual wisdom and a potent remedy for suffering. When our hearts fill with kindness, whether we're aiding someone in difficulty, caring for other living beings, or protecting the environment, we purify our own minds and release old burdens. Compassion has the power to scatter both internal and external afflictions. And finally, frequently recite the name of the medicine master of Lapis Light Tathagata and the texts that embody his sacred vows. Through this practice, we enhance our wisdom, reduce karmic blocks, and calm our hearts. The spiritual potency in these chants is invaluable for overcoming pain and guiding us toward balance. Whether enduring an illness or simply following a daily routine, chanting fosters merit and helps cleanse both body and mind. As he concluded, the medicine master of Lapis Light observed the attentive crowd. In these challenging times, we must reinforce our practice with these 5 key points. By understanding cause and effect, keeping the mind upright, and doing what is good alongside chanting the sacred name, we gradually dissolve pain and find well-being. Everyone felt a sudden clarity wash over them. The wisdom offered by the medicine master Tathagata was like a soothing rain nurturing each person's heart. In that moment, it seemed as if the suffering of all living beings had found a path toward genuine relief.